About to be finding those Bluetooth. That's how we're gonna do. Okay. Good job, good job. Yes. Okay. Good. Metal detector. No, dude. My apologies. The heck? Don't feel like making content. Don't feel like filming. Okay, so the GoPro, that's mine. Shield, that is mine. Okay. TV Angel, Samsung. Fuck that. Stop sending me your fucking light, dude.
Let's see the new movement ability.
So annoying. Back to this, guys. Sorry. Good. Okay, perfect. No, I look like shit on this wear hat. Okay. Don't blink, it's your boy. Welcome to Welcome to our show. Because you're also having a wonderful day on this 1st May 2024, little gum. We have a great news today. We've been having a little bit of a harder time lately with depression and things like that. So we're gonna bring in a new concept, which is an old concept, which is the night stroll. So I talked about it a couple of weeks ago. I'm gonna put some music because we're not doing well today. So let's put some music and try to at least have a little bit of a better time, right? So I talked about this a couple of weeks ago about how I wanted to do the night stroll. They're back, but I talked about, hey, I wanted to bring them back. The reason why I didn't bring them back was because I had my skateboard, and my skateboard per se is amazing, right? I love my skateboard. However, my skateboard isn't really resistant to I don't know what you call it, cracking the asphalt or cracked in the well, you know, in the road. So I can't really see it at night. Now, for the nature corn, what I plan to do was I plan to use more the GoPro. Now, the problem with the GoPro, which is a fantastic device and I really, really, really like it, the problem with the GoPro is you cannot really use it in the dark. It will not show up, right? So there is a very, very simple thing. Now, what happened is, it's actually a really, really fun thing. So what happened was, it was really, it was really late. I had to go to the election next morning. I just remember for the election next week. Holy shit! You see, can I talk? In here it's not going well, right? So, let's restart that. So, I was going to the election right last week, right? And then during the last week, this is gonna help a lot though. This is really gonna help. And we're gonna do this with the house over my head. I heard it's the softest thing. It looks like I could kill. Do I walk a day to remember? It's complicated. Okay, let's go to it's complicated. The funniest thing is, we spent the whole day waiting for my neighbors not to have music, and now it's freaking raining, which is possibly why they come in. This is the first video of the day we did, which is possibly the last one, because I don't want to get rain on myself, which is crazy concept, but still. So you see how much it's helped already. This really helps. It's crazy how it helps. Went so good. They're my favorites. Some of these songs, I'm a day to remember. Age really well. Some of these a little bit less. Mr. Highway, Homesick, A Day. Welcome to the family. You know what? Let's go with Ice and Kill. Yep. Let's go with Ice and Kill and let's do compilation. Okay, playlist is good. Everything I know. It's not a bad song. It's just I age differently, you know, which is insane. So going back to subject, I was always afraid because my phone keeps on breaking, and every single time it's really expensive. And it happened once. You said okay. It happened twice. You said okay, but now I spent over. It's crazy. We spent over 2,000 just in phone repair, right? Now, ultimately speaking, this is my tool of work, right? So it doesn't really matter. First of Crystal Lake. So we're gonna be trying this as soon as today. See, I shouldn't make content when I'm depressed, but this is the only thing I want to do, so let's do it. So I was afraid of breaking the phone in the dark, because again, I cannot see the cracks, so the skate, if I get into a crack, it's not good. And when I'm doing the night core, so when I'm doing nature core and I'm looking at nature, when I'm doing night core, I'm constantly looking at the ground, hoping to find the cracks before I go in. So I'm going in and I'm enjoying myself because I'm talking to you guys and I'm making content, and it's great. And it's really with this one because we have the dual camera, so we see here and see here. No our sin, TGIF. No with fake. The curse of Crystal Lake. Not my favorite. Holy shit! Why is my battery so low? Well, that's a big problem. I need to upload. Don't you know it's never enough? Let's go with. See, battery is low. Let's go with Jason Mom is actually really good. But before that, let's do In the End. No, it is the end because it's a different song. It is the end is actually also really really good. It is the end is a hard to it. Good. So the plan would be to have not be afraid of the cracks. Now, not be afraid of the cracks. It happened really nicely. I was supposed to go to the election. What ended up happening was I couldn't go to the election because this is really nice because I couldn't go to the election because my party was dead. So I had to use the scooter that we had because my father was like, hey. So I had a scooter before. So what ended up happening was so this is a long story. Holy shit. So what ended up happening was I was working at PCT, right? And then at PCT what happened is I would come to skateboard every single day. But then I would sweat a lot in the summer. So the boss was like, hey, it's not normal that you come in and you're sweating already. I don't mind if you're sweating at 2 o'clock. I want you to sweat at 2 o'clock, but not at 7 when you're starting. But okay, no problem. So now I started to take the bus, and now I realized that the price of the bus was a lot. Now I don't. It's complex because back then I was making 12.40. We're 10 years from that. Well, I was 24 when I started, so we're 8 years from then. And then now the minimum salary is 16.10, but back then I was making 12.40. Right, inflation's a bitch. Then what ended up happening was I couldn't buy every single bus pass because it was so expensive. And the problem with the company with PCT was I was an agency worker. So as an agency worker, you're never sure if you'll last. You're never sure if they'll keep you. You can fire you like that. Today you have a job, on Monday you don't have a job. So my friend were like, at work, my friends were like, hey, why don't you buy an electric scooter? And the boss was also there. We were having see, this is a big story. We were having dinner. Every Friday we had dinner with friends, with the group. We're friends. Da 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 da. Mary on the ground, no throwing around. Some people, I so love this crazy world. Some people are just, yeah. I'll tell you guys the story. Well, I can tell you right away. Oh, for fuck's sake, yeah, you can kind of see it. I took a screenshot of a bill, and you can see it on the. You can kind of see it. Whoops. You can kind of see it on the thing, and people are crazy. They'll look it up. They'll see the information. So I went in the bus, and then the guys were talking about, hey, why don't you get a scooter? And I was like, ooh. And then one of the guys was like, hey, as a joke, you're gonna get hurt because I'm not the most careful guy. I went to the work and I hurt myself 3 times, one for the legs, one for the fingers, and one mentally. And yeah, so in 7 or 8 years, I never remember. So what ended up happening was the boss was like, hey, if you buy a scooter, it's going to be safe here. We have a place for you in the front to charge it. And the boss was really nice about it and said, in the winter, if you want, you can put it in the storage. We have a storage unit. And I was like, wow, thank you so much. So I bought a scooter. Now, I didn't think, I'm impulsive. So when I went to buy the scooter, I didn't check if there was electric skateboard. So my knowledge of electric things weren't great. Electric toothbrush, that's pretty much it. And then what happened is I bought the scooter, and then at first I liked it, right? But not really sooner. Okay. So the truth is, I'm ashamed of saying that, but even back then I was overworked. I was doing so much things at the same time. So even back then, which was 8 years ago, I was playing multiple games. So I would have the normal skateboard. A normal skateboard would take me 20, 25 minutes, 30 minutes to go home. I had Netflix. I had a show for the road. And I know you shouldn't look at your phone when you're skateboarding, but I was. And I went to the electric skateboard, then a scooter. And with the electric scooter, the bad thing is, as soon as you take out your hand, it's fucked. So I couldn't really watch my shows. And there's one time we put the phone on top of the scooter. The phone fell, cracked. That was expensive, so I was like, okay, fuck that. So a year later, so in 2020, I want to say 2020, 1920, before the pandemic, we ended up buying our electric skateboard, and electric skateboard was way, way, way better, and it was just way better. So the scooter, I didn't end up using it, so I was like, okay, well, let's give it to Nat, which is my stepmom. Let's give it to her, because she also she also lived close to work. She also lived close to work. Yeah, that makes sense. So you had to choose in between, like, okay, well, am I gonna sell it or am I gonna give it? And I was like, okay, let's give it. And now, Jason's mom is actually really freaking good. I love Jason's mom. So Jason's mom is Fountain of Youth, Stacey's mom, but he did with Jason's mom, which is Jason Voorhees, which is Friday the 13th. Got it going on, Jason's mom. See, we're doing okay today. We're doing a bit better, Since mom has got it going on. So my computer died. Let's go charge it. Jason, do you remember? Yeah. Wasn't so great, wasn't so great. And they drowned in the lake, drowned in the lake. But one woman stood by you, and it's Marcy's head. Marcy's head. Better off that. You see, today I don't really feel like making content. I feel like fucking sleeping. But if I sleep tomorrow, I'm gonna be sleepy. Because when you oversleep, you ended up sleeping for a long ass time. So the more you sleep, the more tired you are, right? Because your body, you're forcing yourself to sleep. So this is not medical. I'm not a doctor, thank God, because I would have a lot of issue with the law. So technically, what happened with the sleeping is, you force yourself to sleep. So it's like, okay, well, let's sleep more, and then your body is convinced that you need more sleep, right? So your body is trying to find what's wrong with you. Why are you needing so much sleep? And that's why you're sleeping more, because your body doesn't repair itself as much as it should be. So yeah. Next, I had the scooter, and the scooter was great. The scooter was really nice, to be honest. The scooter was really, really nice, but at the same time, the scooter is. Can I say that? When I'm on my skateboard, when I'm on a bike, I like using no handle. I like being free. I like doing whatever I need to do, whatever I want to fucking do. You know, that's my life, right? So when I had a scooter, you kind of had to focus. And the scooter kind of is dangerous. So the scooter doesn't have the best brake. The scooter, after the first fall, which was the first week, there's a way to give gas, which is actually electricity. But the way to give gas would stay on. So even if I stop pressing, the way it works, you press, it goes, you release, it release. Simple as that. So then I was like, okay, well, this is dangerous. I give it to my stepmom, which is really cool for me. Here you go. Here's something I injured myself with a lot. Even if I'm being completely honest, when I hurt my leg, that was because of the scooter, because I was going too fast, and then we tried to go on a chain road, so I had to give it a bit more juice. To go higher the hill, or high up a steep. I don't know what you call it. Let's call it the Little Mount. Little Mount is actually pretty good. And the Little Mountain itself, what happened is, I had to give more juice. By giving more juice, it kind of went forward. I put my feet to stop, and my ankle twisted. So I was like, okay, well, fuck that. This is dangerous. And technically speaking, I don't think the scooter is dangerous. I just think I'm an asshole. I'm a douchebag. I'm a dummy when it comes to this kind of things. And this is the real issue. I think the real issue is the driver and not, right? So I'm into skateboard, and the thing with a skateboard is it has the exact same fucking story. So when I was younger, and I know this is a long story, but let's make it fun, right? Let's make it fun, and let's make it as confusing as possible. When I wake up, I want to make you guys confused. So with the skateboard, longboard, what happened was, when I was a kid, I told you guys before, my father would force me to go out. Said, hey, you're wasting your life playing those video games. Go out. And then I would take my bicycle and just go out, right? And then what ended up happening was, I had the habits of going everywhere I need to go and bike. I had a nice little locker, it was good. But then my bike broke, right? And I got a new one, and the new one was cheaper. And it was, when I say cheaper, it was really cheap. Because I was like, okay, well, I broke the last one, right? And then my father, when we went to buy a new one, is like, yo, I'm not gonna allow you to buy this one because it's too expensive. You have to buy this one because it's cheap. Just as a remembrance of, you fuck up a good bike, so now you have a shitty bike and you have to use it and you have to not break it, even though it's highly breakable. That was the mentality of my father. So we go in. And of course it breaks, and I'm like, okay, well, am I gonna bring it to the apartment? No. So I bring my skateboard, and now my skateboard works, but my skateboard and it's crazy, it's insane. I used to work at IGA in Dorval. It was an hour and a half walking, and the reason why I was walking was I was too broke. I was doing a shift of 8 hours per week. I was barely making the rent, so fuck having a bus pass. And then the worst thing that happened was we broke the skateboard, the longboard. And because we broke the longboard, I had to walk. The longboard would take me 20 minutes to 40 minutes maximum. Walking was an hour and a half. So yeah, it was horrible. So what ended up happening is I've always constantly bought like skateboard and longboard because it was cheap. A good longboard will cost you like $80. It's not expensive. It's expensive than the bus, right? and we just used longboard since not day one of the apartment, but first year actually, which is now 12 years ago. So when I had my electric longboard, I didn't see the scooter was still good. I could still use it. I didn't like it. It was dangerous for me, but I could have made the effort of saying, you know what, you paid $700 for this. Kind of use it. I was like, no, let's pay another $700 to buy a electric longboard, and the electric longboard worked. So we bought the first one, which was really good. We bought this one, which is really good. Then what happened is, with the darkness, I'm like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? So we're supposed to go to the government, right? And you guys know me, I'm last seconds. We start at 9 o'clock. I'm there I leave the house at 40 because I know it takes 10 minutes to go. So I'm like 10 minutes to go, 10 minutes to register, I'm good. So I go in, and what ended up happening is my skateboard doesn't start. I thought I charged it, but it wasn't. Okay, that's so fucking stupid. I plugged it in the skate. I plugged it, but I didn't plug it on the wall. I didn't check if it was plugged on the wall, so it charged, but it didn't have a charge to charge. Right? So I go in, and I use my scooter, and the scooter works pretty well. Right? It works pretty well. And then what happened is I go back home. My father calls me and say, hey, I need to talk to you about the debt, because you guys know that I have a debt to the government, right? So he's like, okay, I'm coming. Now I realize that my skateboard is still not good. So now I do the back and forth of the government. I'm like, you know what? It's not that bad. It's not that bad. So I'm having fun. Now, fun fact, the longboard will not stay in the water. The scooter will. So there's another day when I have to go. It's raining. I'm going on my scooter, no problem. And then I realize that because it's dark outside, I can put in the lights, and then my fucking brain flashes, but in so much better ways. I can put the flashlight of the scooter, use the GoPro, and just film in front. As simple as that. And the craziest thing is nobody's gonna do that. Nobody thinks about it. Nobody will ever do something like that. But we will. And that's why we're starting the night stroll, not tonight because tonight it's supposed to rain. Well, it's supposed to rain. In between, it's supposed to rain and it's raining, Sure, I would come out of this cycle of depression. We got Manuel. So Manuel, Manuel is amazing, but Manuel was a huge fan on TikTok, and now she found the YouTube. She quit TikTok. She found the YouTube, so this is really good because she comments a lot. And by commenting a lot, we had more interaction. She's super nice. She's super nice. It's just weird because I haven't talked to her in like years. A year. Not years, a year. So we're going to be restarting the night stroll. Should be pretty fun. Now, the reality is, what am I supposed to do is try it out, then tell you guys. Because I don't know how clear the image is going to be on the GoPro. Telling you the GoPro at night, it's horrible. You don't see shit. You barely see shit. Now, ultimately speaking, I could use the street lights to work around the fact that we don't see shit. But then I'm faced with another problem, and that other problem, which is really, really simple, is how good is it? Like the problem with the GoPro, like for example, right now I'm seeing myself film. The GoPro, I'm not gonna see the footage after that. So it bugs me. And the GoPro, I have this love and hate relationship. The GoPro, I'll be completely honest, is my favorite camera. I really do like the camera of the S24 Plus or Ultra, my apologies. But I like the phone more than the camera. So if I break the phone, I'm fucked. The GoPro, I have this love and hate relationship because the quality is amazing, the footage is amazing. However, the GoPro in itself is complete shit. So for example, right, I'm gonna be filming this scene. I'm gonna be able to film this scene. Right now, there's a bird that's on the clothing line, and I want to film the bird. I can't zoom in. It was this really nice sunset, and I had my GoPro, and the footage was nice. But if I had this camera, you guys would have come. Missed opportunity. I was still filming, So we'll see how it goes. In a perfect world, we can. And again, the GoPro, the Nitro. The Nitro is kind of like a double edge, not a double-edged sword, but kind of double-edged in a sense. So it's kind of like a double edge because the GoPro is a way of filming that doesn't require a phone, and the phone. So the fun. Okay, so it's nice. It's easy to understand. You just have to, you know. So the GoPro you can film, you can upload. The phone you can film, you can upload. So the GoPro was perfect back then because we didn't need to have three. We didn't need to have three. What should we call it? We didn't need to have three. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. We didn't need to be three playthrough. We didn't need to be doing three things. I could have big videos. So the great thing that I would do, I would keep the long videos for nights, for when I sleep, when I go to GoPro night stroll. So okay, tonight I'm gonna go night stroll. I can film more because when I'm gonna be filming on the GoPro, right, I'm gonna be able to upload and upload and upload and upload. However, the GoPro has a price. This is great for that because the GoPro can upload, so let's focus on uploading things at home while I'm filming other stuff. However, the GoPro has so much quality that I'm gonna be filming, it's 4 gig per 8 minutes 52 seconds. 4 gigs. We have 1,000 gigs, yeah. And I have now an hour and a half left, but we're emptying it. So as I'm talking, we're emptying it. I wouldn't say right now, but we're trying to empty it. So maybe like a couple of weeks, a month maybe. But then with the depression that we're facing right now, it's actually quite nice because the depression is stopping me from filming a lot. Like for example, when I was I'm becoming lazy. So I went out at 4 o'clock. It is currently 8:24. I woke up. I got up at 4. Came back from my father's house, and then I went to film outside, right? And then what ended up happening was the neighbor had music, so I couldn't film. Like, okay, I could have closed the door. I could have closed the window and just film inside, but I didn't want to because we're gonna be filming inside tomorrow. We filmed inside the whole winter, so I think, okay. Just wait a couple hours, right? Now it's 8 o'clock and they're finally coming in, but they're coming in because it's raining, right? So yeah, I'm not filming as much as I should be, and that's why the footage of the GoPro is nice. The footage that we have on the phone, which is really nice, it's all good. It's all good. Anyway, long enough video. Love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. What is that? Some people are just meant to be buds. You just made my heart burst. Your caring made miserable to me. Of course, you're a good person. Of course, you're a good person. You deserve it. Don't blink your blink. Usually when you open a video where somebody that scratches is non-existent beard, it's not the nicest sign to see. Not the nicest opening visually speaking. So I'm gonna fix that right away. Today we're talking about depression, and I know it doesn't seem, but today is the perfect day to talk about depression. So we talked about depression yesterday. We talked about depression on Sunday because we're Tuesday. No, we're Wednesday. So I talked on depression about Tuesday, Monday, and now today. Now, why is today the perfect day to talk about depression? Well, you can kind of snap upbeat. You can kind of tell that I'm in a good mood. I'm gonna put in the light. The reality is, am I doing better? Yes and no. Yes and no. Talked to my parents today. Went out, talked to people in person. So of course this help. Of course this is a huge help. But today, why is this perfect example of depression? Depression isn't, in my opinion, the hard part of depression is the days like today. Today's are the worst. So the first thing you notice with depression is you don't feel like doing anything, right? And then there's days where you feel a bit better. And because you feel a bit better, then you feel like doing stuff. And because you feel like doing stuff, you're like, okay, well, let's do stuff. Days like today is the picture perfect of depression because it is such a roller coaster. People picture depression as this always low. I'm sad, I'm crying, I want to sleep. And yes, depression is that. There's depression that is rendering you immobile or not able to move. I love that hat like that. I never do it. I should do it more. And there's part of depression like that. Some of the symptoms of depression, things that I felt myself. Now, from the person to another person is very different. Is the need to seclude, the lack of energy, the oversleeping. But there's days like today which are the worst because you have this false sense And I feel like this is the best possible way to talk about it. You get a false sense of security. You have a false sense of I'm doing better, and this is the worst. So today, woke up doing okay. Then went to see my father, was doing okay. Then my father gave me a little bit of shit. Still feeling okay. Went back home. We were supposed to film videos. We had the neighbors playing music, so I couldn't film. And then I went down a slippery slope. And yeah, just head back, you know. And days like today is the perfect amount because of the roller coaster. So it's super hard it's super hard because on days where you need to rest, you rest. On days where you feel like doing X, Y, Z, you do X, Y, and can I get a drum roll, please? Z. You're right. So days like today, it's really hard because you're like in a position of, well, I'm not really sure what I want. I'm not really sure what I should do. I'm not really sure of where this is gonna lead me. So it's hard to plan your evening. It's hard to plan what you're supposed to do. And when you're not able to plan, you shut yourself off. And this is when you're not doing anything. And when you're not doing anything, you go into your head. And when you go into your head, you get back to depression, right? So way to get out of it is talk about it, right? But we just talked about how we don't feel like talking to people. We're isolated. When it's better days, you're able to talk to people, you know? My mom just had this great idea. My mom had this great idea of talking to my social worker, right? On days like today, I would have talked to her. Would I have talked to her like a couple hours ago? No. Now what we're feeling better is when we went out, we had a little piece of junk food. Okay, I know the diet is going down, but really helps me. Which is also weird because now that I have a lot of energy right now, and physically speaking, that's the crazy thing about my depression. Maybe it's ADHD, I don't know. Is I don't even know how my body is responding. See, there's a signal of pain, which is one of the best thing in the body. Call it the spider sense. You burn yourself as a child. You see fire, you're not gonna put your hand in fire because you know it's gonna hurt you. But now your body doesn't know what's going on. It's so confused about your situation. Is he okay? Is he not okay? What is going on? Right? And this is the hard part. The hard part isn't saying, hey, I'm gonna be doing good, let's do the best thing to do would possibly like I don't like it, but the easiest thing or the best thing to do would be to, okay, well, you're feeling good now, let's do something positive, let's do something constructive, right? And then that would be the easiest way to break things out. But it's not reliable. Maybe you feel good for 20 minutes, maybe you feel good for an hour, you know? And then was another part of depression today that really hits me. I don't know if I should be doing another video, but today, you see, I'm tempted to do this one because this was something that we saw today. So I see my father. Now, technically speaking, I love seeing my father, but the real reason why we saw him is because I've been sleeping a lot and I've been filming a lot. So what happened is I don't upload as much as I should be. So I went to see my father because our phone was full. So I went to see my father and I uploaded. How much time can I see that before you get annoyed? So I went to upload and then I was like, oh fuck, I'm not done. So I said to my father, hey, let's go to it was such a memorable, as weird as it is, it was such a memorable way to go actually. So what ended up happening is I was like, okay, well, let's leave my phone here. I had my scooter. I was like, Papa, I want to go to the lakeshore. I said, okay, no problem. So leave your phone there. My phone, I left him there because I didn't want to break it. But it was for him to stay at home, and to stay at home and upload. And we went to the lakeshore, and because we had my GoPro, I just had my GoPro. We just reused my GoPro, which is really good. I'm getting footage from last year, something that I didn't even remember filming. But then again, it's 8 minutes. Let's say 9 minutes because it's 8 minutes and 52 seconds. Let's say 9 minutes equate to 4 gigs. I have 1,000 gigs and I have an hour left. That means we have about 40 gigs left, which means 960 are things that I filmed last summer. So yeah, it's kind of crazy, right? But then, so we go to the lakeshore, right? And today I had such a weird mental state, such a weird, weird thing happened to me. I'm out and about, as the English people would say. You guys see that, right? You guys see that? Yes, no, maybe, probably not. Fuck. I was out and about, and I was exploring the water, and I was like, dude, I miss this so much in nature, and I was like, I should have enjoyed nature more as a kid, because I'm 32 years old, and you know, it's important, and we were really trying to enjoy ourselves. We were truly trying to do X, Y, Z, and be like, yo, it's actually fun, right? And then almost by fate, what ended up happening was, I was, it's a very small street, but they were doing construction. So I went in, and there was a construction worker that let me pass. And they say hey, and they give me the nods, which is a dude's thing to say hi, what's up, or hey, how's it going? Just a salute, I guess. It's not the Elon salute, but thank God. So what ended up happening is I was looking at the work and say, oh, these are nice. And then the reality hit me. I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna have to work soon, right? And then there's an increment of a supposed truth in there. The supposed truth is, yes, I miss nature. Yes, I miss going out, but I also miss filming nature, which is the motivation. So if I had to say it, right, that it's super cool. The motivation is filming video, right? The process is going out, and the results are posting videos, right? But the process is fun. The motivation is fun. So if there's no results, I'm still getting 2 times the fun, right? So then I was like, okay, well, here we are. Let's do this. And I saw the worker, and I was like, you know what? Fuck. And it's nuts because it was a Thursday afternoon. It was 2:00 p.m. and people were out and just chilling. And there's a lot of girls, as you guys know, feeling lonely nowadays, lately. And I was like, holy schnitzel, dude. 51 minutes. 51 minutes, okay. So let's do this. 51 minutes. Yeah, I don't wanna reach out more than 1 hour because then we cannot upload on TikTok. I've turned to a friend. So I was seeing a lot of girls. I was like, holy shit, I should go out more. Again. Talk about motivation versus process. Motivation, meeting people. Process is going out. If going out is healthy, even if you don't succeed, who gives a shit? You still did something good, right? And then I was seeing people work, and I was like, dude, holy huge shit, I'm gonna be working soon. I'm looking for a job almost weekly, daily. Weekly I go out to give out CVs, and daily we go on LinkedIn and post CV in places. So I'm not sure why I'm not getting called back. I have no clue, to be honest. It's pretty bad. But that's okay. And I was like, that's why people, and the first time I saw people at 3:00, I was like, dude, people have a lot of time, right? I have a lot of time too. I'm just filming. I'm just choosing to film. And then I was working, and those people were working, and I had a sense of maturity, this almost revelation. I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna have to work. I'm not gonna have time to enjoy myself. But it's the opposite. It is the complete polar opposite. So instead of saying I'm not gonna be able to enjoy myself, the real thing to say is I'm gonna enjoy myself at work. There's lessons I learned at work and I could have not learned in nature. There's nature that I learned in nature. There's lessons that I learned in nature that I could have not learned gaming. However, gaming is such a huge part of me. Without gaming, I wouldn't be the person I am today. Without being the person I am today, I wouldn't be able to learn this lesson that I have to learn. Right? You take a person and you make them agoraphobe, right? Which is a fear of going outside. They'll watch TV and they'll watch radio. They'll still have this understanding of the planet, right? They won't have an understanding of social. However, because of their understanding of the planet, it makes the learning of the social a bit easier. You like manatee. I like manatee too. Let's talk about it. Social interaction. We're good. So at work, I was like, you're going to be learning lesson. Now, technically speaking, there's just other thing that, well, you should have learned every single lesson that you had to learn from working. But it's just so pessimistic. It's just so... a fatality, and this is a guy in depression that's telling you, so yes, it was a really good thing, and this is why this day was so bad. Yesterday was the same thing. Yesterday we woke up, I had a ton of ID, and I wanted to film, and I wanted to film. This morning I go to my father's house, and we have this outside, and we have this almost motivation to do something, right? And again, it's gonna sound so stupid, but even a motivation to do something beats a motivation to not do anything. A motivation that not do anything is one of the worst thing that could possibly happen to you. Why? Because you should be motivated to do X, Y, Z. It doesn't really matter what X, Y, Z is. At least you're doing something, you know? Yeah. I was watching, because right now, ouch, my FYP is full of Devil May Cry, right? Full of Devil May Cry. There was this guy who was speedrunning the first game. And there was a comment on his YouTube, on his channel, and it was saying, why spend your whole life doing something that you don't seem to enjoy? Right? And the mentality of progress and process and motivation was the answer here. Even if the dude doesn't like the game, the fact that he has a world record, that's an achievement. Even if the dude doesn't like the game, the fact that he can have the world record, if he's close or he's trying, is a motivation. Devil May Cry is a series with six game. Well, there's more. Okay, so it's actually 8, but it's this Devil May Cry 3 Special Edition and Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition. There's also Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition, so there's the same game. So let's say 6. Maybe he doesn't like the first one. Maybe he likes the second one. Maybe he likes the third one. Maybe he likes the 3, 4, and 5, which I do. The first game is the best, right? However, so there's another thing with that, and that's the coolest thing. You see people, and again, this is all the question. DZ will kill me. If DZ Genesis 95 see this, he will kill me. But hey, it was a good life. It was a good life. I wasn't raised playing Resident Evil. Right? So to me, the best Resident Evil is technically speaking, if you, never mind. Because if you ask me, my favorite Resident Evil, I would have said the 8. Then story-wise, I would have said the 7. The 7 is really good. And then I did play the 4th not too long ago. The 4th was also really good. So then I was like, the 4th is good too. And then I remember playing the 2nd and 3rd game, which were really phenomenal. Really phenomenal. I was like, okay, I kind of like the series, right? Now, I didn't play Revelation, I didn't play the 5th, I didn't play the 6th. We'll have to see if I like those, maybe I don't like those, maybe I'm not a fan of the series, the whole series, but still, in these games, they're 2 or 3 hours, so they're easy to speedrun, right? You're not going to speedrun Elden Ring. Well, some people do it, but then, I have a hard time with people speedrunning the Elden Ring, because Elden Ring is easily a 100-hour playthrough. Even if you, in 100 hours playthrough, you didn't kill every single bosses, you didn't die once, you skipped some shit, you didn't do every side quest. Because it's legit 20 hours per region. There's Limgrave, Liurna, Caelid, there's Leyndell, there's the Underground, there is the Mountaintop of Giants, right? And there's Leyden, Ash of Capital. All ashes. So that's 7, right? There's 7 times 20 is 140. There's ones that are harder than others. There's ones that you have to find. There's dungeon, and every single one of them. It's a game with 265 bosses. If you spend 3 minutes per bosses, even then that's 900 minutes, which is around 15 hours. That's what if you don't die once. Yeah. So, no, but then again, you got a game like Resident Evil, and Resident Evil, the greatest thing about speedrunning it is, like, you have so little resources that skipping enemies is the way to go, right? Why am I talking about Resident Evil? Well, it's all planned. So, with the going out and being motivated and to find a job and thinking that these lessons, you ask yourself the question, how much do I still have to learn, right? And the truth is, I miss working. I really do miss working. You see, the content creation, and now we're talking, I'm going to give you guys too much information. I'm going to give you guys way too much information, but we're talking about content creation, and there's time where content creation feels like depression. I'm not depressed to make content. No way, Jose. I'm not depressed when I make content. No way, Joselito. But it is. There's time where I really feel like making content, and there's days where I really don't feel there's time where, like for example today, where you feel like the world is yours, and there's time where you just feel like a sad piece of shit, right? And I'm not saying that you're sad and pathetic if you're depressed, right? I'm just saying that sometimes like that's how I feel. And see, I'm still afraid of the depression because I know where it is. If you asked me at 22 if I was afraid of depression, I would have said no. If you asked me at 28 when I started making content, you know the craziest thing? In a depression, we had three types of depression. So the big one, the first big one was at 22, right? G Fuel, 8. It's not my G Fuel, not yet. Give me a couple of years. We had the depression. That's the two. For some reason, I have Snoop Dogg and Limitless in my mind right now, which is a really good song. Really good new song. So, the first one was at 22. You guys know why. I'm not going to tell you why, because again, I told you guys so many times. Fuck it. The next one was, it was at 28. When I made the channel, I was super close to depression. I was inches, and I do mean inches away from depression. Right? The whole purpose of making the channel was to avoid depression. That was the whole purpose. The whole purpose wasn't to get into it. The whole purpose was to be like, okay, well, let's not have depression, right? Then we had the third one. Third one was also really special. The third one was what? The third one was, I'm gonna stay in because it's actually kind of cold outside. The third one was right now, right? And they're all different. They're all different. And when I had a 30, for the death threats was the answer to something. The 22 was a overload or a filled cup or overfilled cup. And now what it is, you know, it's nuts. It's nuts. It's nuts because this one feels like it's my fault. It feels like I'm responsible for this. Not in a way of, oh, I put myself in this position. But I put myself in this position last year. And I worked too much. I worked too hard for too long. Then we burned out. Right? I never took the time to do it. And depression, which kind of creeps in. You think about it, there's really events that push me to have this depression. Which are, again, the phone break last week. The skateboard break last week. The bill from 13,000 from the government, first of all. The fact that I'm not able to lose weight. So I was feeling depressed last week. But not in depression. I was feeling depressed. And because I was feeling depressed, I didn't feel like working out. You're literally gonna see this video, you're gonna see. I'm not lying. When you see, I'm doing famous videos of working out. And I'm torturing myself. I don't work out. In 2 weeks, we get all the way back. I'm now 272. I started out 271. So it's an Edmonton channel. It's a weight gain channel. And then, of course, that's disappointing. The number of CP that I gave out, and it's again, it's this refusal, right? It's refusal. I just had a conversation with a chick. I'm gonna say her name. If I was to say her name, it's a chick. Let's go watch this. So Jenna comes in and she's like, it's right. And then she gave me first answer. And I can say, oh, maybe you didn't interest her. She didn't see. We talked. That was being super kind, super nice to her. So we talked. And then what ended up happening is, as a point, I'm like, okay, well, I'm done. She's like, where are you going? And so I'm done. Ghosting me was, don't disappear. Just leave and disappear. I think, I don't know lingo of things. Kids nowadays. You know, and they're talking about, oh, why are you leaving me? I wanted to hurt his feelings. I said, oh, just like that. And I said, hey, I'm like this. And I talked to Jeff for a total of 12 freaking minutes. How do I know? I was so in his house. So we talked to Jeff for 4 minutes. Then I tell her I'm like, she tells me my cat. How? You're telling this to a stranger. What am I supposed to do? I feel bad for you. I don't know you. I don't even know your cat. I don't know who you are. I don't know what you look like. I don't know your real name. I don't know your age. I don't know where you're from. I don't know shit about you. You're a stranger. This is what you have. I don't know who you are. And then the fun thing about Jeff, talking, and she asked, it's actually a really funny story. She's bored, so she said, "Hey, ask me a question." And I'm like, "Where does baby come from?" I live in Canada, and there's no sun in winter. So then she writes, "A bird and bees equal baby," and I'm like, "Propaganda. You work for the woke agenda." And she laughed, and this is picture perfect impression. I'm able to make one person laugh because she's in always good mood. So it's not making them good mood, it's not reassuring her and maintaining the mood that she's maintaining, which is super easy. And then we have this other part, which is, well, there's other person that needs to be reassured, but can't be assured because I'm not sure myself. Right? Makes sense? Anyway, I love you guys. Why are we sitting here? Because I often do that. I don't like the butterfly of what it is. That you're special. That you're loved. That you matter. Pretty much. Do you need something else? Whoa, 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 whoa. I do the same things I told you could, never would. Told you would change, even though I said I never should. Told you again. Wake up, I'm wasted still. Maybe last. Wasted still. I stay fucked up, even though I know. Whoa, 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 whoa,